So 3, we're going to have a 7-second delay also. You're live. Okay, what are we doing? Hey, and welcome back to Squatch Talks podcast. How's everybody doing?
How's everybody doing?
Hey.
How's everyone doing?
How's everyone doing? Doing great.
Better and better.
Fantastic.
This is great. We're actually live streaming to kick off season 4. You may notice a little change in the format, a couple of things that are different since season 3 ended. And I want to thank everybody, first off, for clicking and sticking and staying and subscribing and liking and all those good things. And please don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll know when we upload new videos. Okay. But yeah, this is exciting. It's good to be back. We took a little hiatus over the last few weeks, put a couple of little shorts up. And when I got back, Heather and I went to California to celebrate my niece's wedding and extended it into a little vacation. Unfortunately, there were no Squatches in our general vicinity. So we didn't get any bigfooting in, right? But we did take a lot of nice photos out in the flower fields and things, and saw the beach and had a great time. So feeling refreshed, happy to be back. One thing you may notice is my co-host Nathan is MIA. I got back and originally last week when I was gonna start back up, I had sent him a little message, you ready to hop on? And he said he most certainly was not. So as you may have heard in the last few episodes, he's been feeling a little burned out, as most people can get over time, and has been enjoying his gardening and of course spending time with his new grandson. So he's taking a little hiatus, still loves us, and we still love Nathan and Brian. I just talked to Brian the other day. It's one big happy family, but you know me, the show must go on.
That's right.
So tonight I have my lovely co-host Heather joining me, and also we have a couple of special co-hosts, Jacob and Patti, who've been on the show before in the past.
Everyone.
And I'm excited to talk with them. One thing I just wanted to get out of the way is a little business. Our friends at the Yeti Lair, Tyrell and Eli, they're having a special sale going on at the moment. It was a Mother's Day thing, which they've extended. So right now you can take 35% off your order right off the bat. And then if you add on code STP at checkout, you'll get an additional 10. So I would take advantage of this if I were you. I don't know how long it's going to last. They also have a contest. If you go to their Facebook page, okay, you can sign up and be one of a couple of winners that gets $100 gift card.
Nice.
So that's yetibars.net. Okay. STP10 is the code you can use. I don't care if you use our code or Dixie Cryptids or whoever, but take advantage of it. And Patti, you just got your bar, right?
I know. I'm gonna have to get some more now.
Ooh, me too. I've actually gone through one. How about you, Jacob? You have to get
I need to get some more soon too. I've run out.
Nice. Well, I have exciting news on top of that. I got a message today from one of the Yeti brothers. They are in the process of coming out with a new product, body wash. And this is the first body wash is going to be called Squatch Talks Podcast. I got chills. I was like, oh man, that is awesome. So
That's awesome.
What do you think of that, Heather?
Awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah. It smells so good.
It does. It's caramel and tobacco with a little hint of coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got at least in the bar soap, it's got the fine red cedar shaving, so it has that exfoliating action as well.
So you can clean like a beast.
Hey,
Beast.
she's good.
That's really good. Marketing right there.
I like it. So we have a new sponsor also with Zevia. Okay.
Because we're not drinking sugar.
I'm not drinking sugar anymore, so Black Rifle had to go. At least they're ready to drinks. So our friends at Zevia, which is sweetened with stevia, will be our new friends for the next, at least near future. So anyway, got all the business out of the way. I didn't even check because like right now, I don't even know what I'm watching. I think I'm on Zoom. So I have no idea if that we have anybody, streaming with us. I guess we should go to YouTube and see if we have anybody watching because everybody probably forgot about us over the 3 weeks we were off the air.
Oh, they couldn't forget you, Eric.
Oh, thanks. Oh,
Never.
I got a notification because you know why? Because I hit the notification bell.
I'm also sporting my new Squatch Talks merchandise. Where is that from? Teesprings.
It's working as evidenced by the volume on my phone. Thank you, Heather. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Please tell the viewers again what you're wearing.
My Squatch Talks podcast shirt from Teesprings.
Absolutely. So if you go to the description, we have our information there where you can follow us on different platforms as well as the merchandise, the Yeti bars. I also have a link up there for my good friend, my dear friend Art, who is going through some health issues. So there's a link on there if you wish to help support his cause to achieving better health. That link is on there as well. So thank you for checking it out and also sharing it with anyone you may feel is gonna be able to help out. I see there are some people watching, and I just wanted to start off by thanking Greg, who's been a loyal follower and viewer. He came by the shop the other day, again bringing me gifts. This guy, I can't believe it. He was out at a conference in Ocala, Florida, about a week or so ago. Got to meet up with Jeff Meldrum again and David Paulides. There was a few other, ufologists and things. Interesting conference from what he told me, but he brought me a couple of nice things. One of them was the Sasquatch Field Guide with the new edition cover, which I love. Thank you. And a Legend Meets Science book and some bumper stickers. So thank you again, Greg. Always a pleasure to see you. And I think that covers all the stuff I wanted to get out of the way. So thanks for watching. How about you two? What's going on in your neck of the woods? I know, Jacob, you and I have been out a number of times since this all began.
Yep.
Patti, I want to start with you. What's going on in New York?
We've had some activity in the area that I've been researching and looking to get back up there. Actually, might go up tomorrow. Weather's supposed to be decent, so see what the spring brings. Any new, calls. We've had some crazy stuff happen up there.
Nice. Well, and Patti, of course, is a investigator now, right?
Yeah.
And do you want to just do a brief introduction? I'm sorry, I forgot to give you that opportunity.
I am Patti. I'm a park police officer up here in upstate New York and a BFRO researcher, thanks to Eric and Brian and Nate. And I've been on many expeditions, and that's pretty much big time enthusiast, big time Bigfoot enthusiast.
Pretty cool. And actually, we'll have some of her LEOs watching alongside of her at times when we're doing our show, and they developed a little bit of an interest too, I think, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We actually had one of your supervisors on the Pennsylvania expedition.
You did. Yes. Yep. I'm slowly bringing them in.
That's fun. And Jacob, give us a quick introduction to tell us who you are again.
Well, my name's Jacob. I've been on about 3 or 4 expeditions so far. I've always had a fascination with the subject since I was a little kid. Kind of got away from it for a while going through high school and all that. Kind of revolved back towards it when I had an encounter in 2018 with one of the Pine Barrens. Linked up with Eric on one of his expeditions. Had a lot of crazy stuff happen on that expedition, and I've really been fascinated and hooked ever since with wanting to learn more about the subject and trying to get out and do as much research as possible.
Awesome. Yeah, and he has the enthusiasm is evident. It's like every week Jacob's like, hey, you available this week? So
I always gotta drag Eric out of the house to come do something once in a while, you know what I mean?
No, I can definitely use the exercise. So no, we actually had a couple of nights that were pretty frigid that we were out there. And,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we're still
totally, man.
But hey, we've been in an active area, right? And
Yeah, we were just getting done this past spring. We were investigating an area with a lot of reports of mostly from an eyewitness or someone who was what their dog. Uh, he was out there hiking and he
you can say
heard
Andy.
stuff out there. He ran to some truck campers that Andy, yeah. For whatever reason, the name wasn't popping in my head.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, we were investigating an area for a while. It's very close to where there was a Class A sighting. There's a power line cut that comes through there. There's tons and tons of water corridors in the area, tons of food, and it's an area that this past spring has brought a few interesting things, including I had something bipedally walk up on me while I was there one morning, and it's certainly an active area. It's an area that I definitely want to continue to research and get out to and try to learn as much about it as possible. And Eric's been doing a great job helping me out and kind of showing me the ropes and investigating and learning and all that type of stuff.
I'm happy to do so. And Jacob recently expressed a desire to maybe take it a step further and become an investigator as well, Patty. So
Awesome.
we may have another New Jersey investigator soon.
Yeah.
I told him it'll depend on his performance at the expedition.
Yeah, totally.
And how about you, investigator Heather?
I'm Heather, and I'm a Bigfoot addict. No, I'm just kidding.
Squatchaholic?
Yeah, Squatchaholic. No, I'm just Eric's wife, and I love her very much, so I'm here. No, I'm just kidding. I love Bigfoot. I've always been interested in Bigfoot, even when I was little, and I never ever thought that I would be out in the woods at 3:00 in the morning looking for. Actually, I don't do that anymore. I usually am in the tent, but I'm out there.
Once the ring goes on, you know what they say, okay? No,
Hey.
I'm not really into this Bigfoot thing anymore.
I've done it, and I love it, but I'm just getting old.
She's a 1:30 kind of girl. Okay.
Yeah.
3:00 is out of the question.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, I've seen and heard a lot of things that I can't explain, and it's just always fun to get out there and
Yeah. Now, and you know what? That's funny is because on this expedition coming up, which we're going to talk about, Patty's husband is going to join us again.
He's
So
hooked.
also gotten the Bigfoot bug, apparently.
Yes. He bought a new truck for these adventures.
Oh man, not another new truck.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to get piney pinstripes.
I told him he's gotta, deal with it. So yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though, right? You
Oh,
know how
yeah.
the guys are with their new trucks. Oh no, I can't go down that trail.
Oh, he will. He will.
I'm kidding, Eric, if you're listening.
So he's hiding.
No, but that's how it is. I've been out with other guys in their new vehicles, and I and Art had off a truck of one of our friends because the individual wasn't too pleased with the piney pinstripes they got. Okay. And so we actually got out the wax and everything and shined her up again for him.
They're badges of honor.
I think so. No doubt.
Not everyone has good taste.
With my locals, they're honking as they go by. They're fans, of course. But anyway, Jacob and I were just out the other night with Art. It was good to get Art back out into the field again. And he's going to be assisting me also a little bit on the expedition, and also with some upcoming developments in the podcasting segment, I guess you could say. But yeah, we had an interesting night. Nothing earth-shattering as far as activity. You know what I mean? But you and I both saw some white flashes of light again.
Yes.
Because I had that happen with Art the week before. And it's nothing like I saw in Pennsylvania with the spotlight type of, when Patty and I were up on Dead Woman's Hollow. That was like a bright headlamp type of light. This was just flash, like you know what I mean? Brief.
Very quick,
Mhm.
quick flash, like split second, like not long enough to really like.
And not a firefly, right?
No.
know what
Your
you
audio is
saw,
breaking up, my friend.
you know, you saw something like it was no,
Your audio is going digital
no,
on me.
totally not. It's
Must be
weird
your
stuff.
internet.
Oh, it is.
Hey, it's cool. I took a little extra time getting this thing all figured out. So
Yeah, it might be in and out. I'm
that
I'm
was
not
better.
home right now.
No, that's cool. That was better. Whatever you did, stick
Okay.
with it. But no, it's funny because over the
Yeah.
break also I switched my carriers and everything. I actually just switched my cell phone service yesterday, so I'm a little
Yeah,
unsure of what everything is going to play out now. You know what I mean? With all these new,
yeah. This phone
hoping
is. Yep.
I'm hoping I'll have cell service now in the woods.
Yeah.
That'd be really nice.
Right? It's going to be on the
Yeah,
Verizon platform. So
totally.
hopefully I'll be able to actually use my phone out there because I was out at base
Yeah.
the other day and Brian called me and the call dropped almost immediately. So all I
Wow.
got to hear was, oh, he's doing good. Okay. But
Yes.
Speaking of woods, the expedition's coming up quick.
it is.
It's really quick. It's like what, 3 weeks?
It's amazing
Yeah.
how fast things go by.
We're
you
looking
guys
at a
excited?
week and a half.
Very excited.
Yeah.
What date is it?
I'm not going to give out exact dates right here, but we have, I think we did mention the
We
dates,
did.
June 8th through the 11th.
Oh, okay. Wow,
Yeah,
that's really quick.
It's
then.
coming up, yeah, but there's other things that we're doing
Uh-huh.
before that, but I'll get into that later. Let's talk about the expedition. Going back to basics a little bit, so I'm not going to give out any specific location details, of course, that you have to be a part of the whole process. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's an area where we've had activity in the past, including tracks and things running up on the tent and walking past the tent in the early morning hours, right?
Mhm.
For the
Awesome.
attendees, of course, you saw the video I posted of the drone footage. So
Yeah, it's a good spot, man. It's really, I like primitive campgrounds. I don't like it when
there's
there's
too much information.
well, you posted a photo of a porta potty, so
That's not posted on my personal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Thank
like
you.
I prefer that.
Yeah.
I do.
And
This
we're
is-
live. I can't edit this.
There's no kids. There's no not as many kids.
There won't be many
Why?
kids unless the Boy Scouts show up again.
Oh, that one time, yes, they did.
In which
Yeah.
case we'll have fun with them. It's okay. But hey, I'm thrilled because we got people coming from all over and a few new people that are gonna, get their first experience at doing this type of thing. I got the molds ready to make track casting demos easier
Yep.
because although where we're gonna be, I see a lot of potential for finding tracks.
I hope so. It looked like it would be a good spot for tracks.
Oh, yeah. But Jeff said I can use this to do the demo with and to present a winner with an actual cast.
I think you owe me a cast from last expedition.
I do actually, and
do.
it's right here. This will be yours.
Okay.
I have a cast of my foot you can have, Patty.
I think I might want that one better, Heather.
And I'm bringing this along to show the attendees the difference between a bear paw and a Squatch paw.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So that's kind of
Very
neat.
nice.
That's the first time I'll have that on a expedition to demonstrate, So no, a lot of new things, There's change
bringing-
sometimes fearful.
We're bringing a new thermal
Nice.
to try out that we
Well-
just picked up. Can't
And
wait.
guess what? If you and I had that on the New York expedition, we wouldn't be sitting here questioning.
Exactly. This one we got videos, picture, everything crystal clear. I'm like, why didn't we have this a couple years ago?
It wasn't meant to be, I guess, but
Yeah.
now we do. So you know what I always say, right? Now that we have all this gear, like when I put my GoPro on the dash, of course I say, I'm not going to get a road crossing because they know I'm filming. But no, I've taken some strange shots with our therms, and who knows? One thing I have planned, which I think is exciting, is a water op.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, I like the water op.
Might be able to make more than one. I don't know. We'll have to see, but definitely one that's going to be interesting. Okay, with at least 2 other attendees in the boat, and then we'll have a vehicle that's what's the word? I guess there's a term for it where they're kind of paralleling. You know what I mean? So they can maintain radio contact.
Yep.
But yeah, that's on the itinerary. A lot of good areas though, Jacob. And like I said, I and Art were out at a spot the other night that I think could potentially be a good location. A lot of swampy area. You know, one thing
for sure.
Right? One thing I know Matt always looks at on the topo maps. He'll open up a topo map and he'll look for wherever it says marshy areas.
Mhm.
He's like, we're going here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you
There.
if you look at the map, there's a giant area of marsh all
Oh,
around.
totally.
I mean, yeah,
Totally.
Matt's a good one. You remember the one time he pointed to the map? He's like, I want to go here.
Mhm.
And you guys went and you had those awesome howls.
Well, he even took it a step further. He said, and I'd be surprised if we don't find a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And within like an hour or two, it was like, all right, let's go.
Yep. And that's why some people question whether or not he actually had that set up with the
There's
producers
no
to find
way.
Bigfoot. No, I know. I don't question it at all. I know for a fact what we heard was a Squatch. But there's other individuals who have said maybe it was, you know, what's the word, hoaxed or
Hoaxed.
set up because of his connections with you know, the crew.
I highly doubt it though. I mean, the way it happened, it was really organically. It wasn't like it didn't
yeah.
sound like any human could make that sound, you know, and you've even had people analyze it.
Oh yeah, no, we did. We actually had Monongahela do the analysis on that, and he confirmed that it was almost perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah. So again, Jacob was just on an expedition at that same location, as a matter of fact, very recently.
Yep. Mhm.
Don't have to give any specific details, of course, but they did have some activity.
No.
Yeah.
Totally not. Yeah, that expedition was it was late April and we were up there, and so it got rained on almost the entire weekend. So we only had like the first night where we were actually able to get out and hike around and therm and do all that stuff. But Friday night and Saturday night, it was all rain, and we literally couldn't like get out without like just getting drenched in rain. We had to like have a bunch of rain gear. We had to have a bunch of that stuff. So we, as far as activity went, so Friday night we were doing some road therming on a road, and so the car in front of us, the guy was out therming out the window, and he must have driven past a huge like mark on his therm, and he's telling the driver to stop the car, and as soon as like he's telling him that, a tree gets pushed over.
Wow.
Potentially by the hit that this guy got. And obviously we're scrambling, we meet up at a spot, he's like just shaking with excitement and, you know, fear, whatever, you know, all sorts of adrenaline he saw on his therm. So that was the second night. The last night we were out there, we were doing some more road therming because, like I said, the conditions were deplorable and we just weren't able to do much outside of maybe car therming. We were therming. We did kind of the same thing. We had 3 cars. We had a car, you know, up farther, a car in the middle. We had a car behind us. Well, we were the last car. So we're therming, and the therms we were using probably have about a 300 to 400 yard range. So we weren't able to get great detail, but we ended up, the first hit that we got, it appeared to be something bipedal. It was about 300 yards away or so. It was pretty small in the camera. And it looked like it appeared to be something walking on 2 legs. And it was so far we could barely make out, like without any real detail, with any real conviction about what it could have been. But we're watching this thing for, you know, good 20 seconds or so, 15 seconds, and it looks like it's almost swinging its arms as it's walking, and it goes behind a tree, and it comes back out. And there's two of them. And on the thermal, they look like blobs, but they appeared to be bipedal. And obviously we're like kind of freaking out with it. We're like, we're not sure what we're looking at. There is trails in that area, but we didn't really see headlamps. We didn't see any like evidence that it could be through hikers going through there. So, suspicious. Hit on a thermal is what I kind of came up to, because it just wasn't clear enough for me to really get a good, know 100% what I saw.
Well, plus
we ended up
300 yards away, the first one, that's not gonna.
Yeah, so it's like one of those things. It could have been. It's just we couldn't 100% with certainty say what it was, but I think there's a chance that it could have been what we were looking for. Either that, or it was a deer walking towards us, so it maybe looked bipedal, or the small slim chance it could have been a human out there hiking in the rain, which is possible, but it just seemed a little improbable around that time. But the thing that really made us all freak out is we go up the hill, and probably not even another 200 yards, we get another thermal hit.
Wow.
And this is like a classic tree peeking, something peeking from behind the tree. You had the hand, you had the look, looking from behind the tree, and we're obviously like, stop the car. We're recording this, we're checking this out, and it looks like it's just sitting there like peeking from behind the tree, and all of a sudden this thing jumps down from the tree, lands kind of with its arms up in the air, and then it looks like it runs off just faster than anything I've ever seen. So we're all in the car like, whoa, we're freaking out. We're just like, holy crap, what did we just see? And we're obviously on the walkie, like, calling in what we just saw. We just gotta, at the time we were 100% convinced we just caught a Sasquatch in a tree, like a juvie or something that was up there, and it jumped down and ran away. So obviously we're in the car, we're pretty freaked out. So we continue going the road to our, we got out, we investigated it, we got closer to where the tree was at. We weren't really able to make contact with the same specimen or the same target that we thought we had. So we got back to the truck, and then we drove out and decided to continue up the road, and eventually we just kind of sauntered back to base camp. So we get back and we're reviewing the footage, because obviously we didn't want to sleep on it. We wanted to like get a real sense of like what we caught that night. So we're going over the footage, we're looking at it, it's all edited, we're kind of slowing everything down. So we start to check out the footage of what looked like a potential Judy in a tree. And we're watching it, and we kind of slow it down, and when it lands on the ground and does this, it was clearly wings. So it was an owl that was in a tree, and must have came down on a mouse or something, or some sort of like prey item, got it, and then flew through the trees. But it flying through the trees looked like it was like bipedally running through the trees. So we're just, at the time we were convinced what we saw, but going back and kind of debunking it, we were like, that was an owl that was in a tree, was probably looking at a mouse or something. We were catching it in that moment, jumping down, getting the prey, and then flying off.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that, going back to base camp, slowing it down and really checking it out, I would have been pretty close to 100% convinced that we caught like a Sasquatch on tape. It was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
That's one of the funnest things about doing this research, is kind of like ruling things out. And then when you really can't come to any other conclusion of what it might be, then that's what you're looking for, right?
Totally. Well, and that's why we do things scientifically, of course, as best we can. And what we have been called by Dr. Meldrum, citizen scientists, right? So I remember to bring my Bigfoot journal with me when we go on expedition and take better notes this time instead of relying
Certainly.
so much on our digital recorders. But
But
you know,
Jacob, I wanted to say one thing though. Like you could hear howls and things get, breaks and everything else. But when you get a tree pushed over, that feeling of adrenaline inside, there's nothing like
Yeah.
that. Like that was terrifying for me. I got once.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I was in the car for that because apparently it was everyone screaming in the car and stuff, and it was intense. Apparently, we went back to the site where it happened, and we found the tree that was pushed over, and this is like a live tree. This wasn't
Yeah.
a dead tree. This
Yeah.
was a live tree, had leaves on it.
Wow.
It was clearly something that just pushed it over and ran off. Like
Yeah.
it was
I think it's when I
pretty
talk, I mess up
compelling.
your audio. I'm going to keep
Dude,
my
I need a new
mic up.
phone.
No, I think that's why, like I said, with the earbuds, it sometimes eliminates that issue. But hey,
Yeah,
okay, we're doing our best. This is a low budget
we're
production.
trying our hardest. We're gonna get it done.
But if you wish to fund our adventures,
Yeah,
we are more than grateful to accept any and all donations, in addition to helping out Art and of course and everybody. But yeah, we have some new things on the horizon that I won't be discussing yet. But I think I mentioned a little bit towards the end of season 3. But some things are in the works. That's an awesome story, though. I just want to say, Jacob, and I already knew the outcome, of course, because we had talked about this.
yeah.
But that's an awesome place, and I've of course been where you're describing. I would not.
Yeah.
Heather had a nice. Heather, real quick, tell your story about being up on that mountain with a couple of newbies.
Oh,
We were up. She went halfway up the mountain with 2 newbies, okay, and I went up further with my team all the way to the peak, okay. But let Heather tell you.
so I'm like 25 at the time, and I'm with this man and his son who are like also, well, he was an adult. I don't know how old the son was, but anyway, we're on this ridge and we're doing calls, provocations back and forth. And I let out this guttural scream, just let it rip.
Mhm.
And a few minutes go by and we're all radio silence, and we look over and they're like, what is that light? And we see this light like through the trees. And it was very eerie looking because it was like ethereal almost like, and then you see it getting closer and closer. And I'm like with these 2 strangers. I don't know these people at all. Like they're looking at me scared, like, what do we do? And I'm like, really don't know. So we're standing there and this person comes running up and he was like, it's okay. I heard screaming. I'm a ridge runner. Does anybody need help? And it's like, no, we're actually conducting wildlife research. And the guy was like really confused. He was like, are you sure you're okay? And I was like, yeah. And
Blink twice.
I don't with these like random men, like the guy's looking at me like, you sure you're okay?
If you're not, we're at the shelter right up the trail here.
I had to assure them that we were conducting wildlife research and that everything was indeed fine.
It's kind of the funny, these funny events that happen on most expeditions. There's always something, comical. But yeah, Heather actually has quite a howl. If anybody has not heard it, I'm gonna see if I can play it for you.
No, oh no. That's not my head.
That's a whoop.
That was weak.
Were you able to hear that?
No, I didn't hear
No.
it.
Ah,
It was weak.
it's a good one. What are you talking about?
I could do it in here if it's not going to break everyone's eardrum.
No, that might break my new microphone. Damn, I'm surprised you weren't able to hear that. Again, technology, folks.
Oh yeah.
I was so shy. Like I remember being on expeditions and I couldn't do it. I couldn't even whoop nothing because I was afraid. And now I just get out there and start screaming into Mother Nature and like it's normal.
I'm gonna try it once more for our viewers. How about now?
Mm,
Oh,
Nothing?
I didn't
All right,
hear it.
well, add it in.
I
It's
believe you.
not-
I believe you.
But she's got this banshee scream,
I've heard her.
Yeah.
I've heard her scream.
kind of
Yeah,
like,
at the campground, but that was
Yeah.
toned down, and there was all those sleeping people, and they're like, Heather, there's campsites over there sleeping, and I'm out there doing.
stay on your side of the camera.
Hey, I got the better background.
I don't know about that. oh, by the way, did anybody notice the new background? That's another change since last season.
Nice.
Got a lighted cabinet for the Pine Barrens cast. The Pine Barrens have their own cabinet now. And then
Nice.
we have the Washington State and California on this display.
I love it.
So, cleaned it up a bit, dusted it off, got rid of the trinkets. So now I don't have to move my stuff. Heather said I can keep it now.
Oh, it just looks so junky in here. It looks good.
But it's funny. I have customers who come in and they get a kick out of this. Like I had a guy today, he's checking it out, asking questions, and I said, well, hey, I'm the only health food store in America with a Bigfoot museum. That's something.
I'm always afraid people are gonna come in and take stuff, where like little kids go up and try to play and then they break it.
Arms over. Only one thing has gotten taken. That's one of our Pine Barrens diamonds that
Oh,
I had.
yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody absconded with one of them. So hopefully they needed it more than we did. But anyway, don't want to monopolize everything. Patty, have you done any recent investigation? There was something coming up, of course, with a recent thing, but you haven't really gotten out too much because of the winter, right?
Yeah, with the winter time. Our last time we were out was September. I wanted to do the same time frame because we've had things in our camp while we were sleeping.
Right.
And so, and I've had 3 different people with me and got the same, I have it all on audio. So we had a portage on and during the night, something was banging up against the portage on. Nothing on the trail cameras, but you can hear it on audio. And I'm like, did anybody go to the bathroom? You heard no zippers, you've heard no walk, but something, and then something comes up to our tent and you can hear it walking around both nights. So I'm very anxious to get up there and do some more overnights.
Awesome.
And
Well,
then the next morning, actually, we had some incredible knocking, and Tony was with me and one of my daughters, and we're packing up 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's just bang, bang, bang. So Tony and I, he gets the audio, I got the video, we're going. We got within 50 yards, silence, dead silent. We looked, couldn't find anything, and it was loud. I mean, it banged. Something heavy, very heavy, just kept going. Don't know what it was until we got close and then stopped. And the first night we got there, we got to this pond and we're not out of the car 3 minutes. We walk to the side and we get knock. And we're all just like, okay, I think they know we're here. So very active up there.
wow.
Very, very active.
And that's north of your location, though, right?
It's actually a little bit south of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And there's nobody in this area for like 2 miles. So where we're at, there's nobody. And nobody's going to be in this area.
That's good.
Darker than dark. I mean,
Wow.
yeah, random people aren't just going to walk here. So,
Yeah. Well, that's what we need, to eliminate variables and factors such as people
Yeah.
potentially being the ones who are making those sounds or noises,
yeah. And what got us out there was one of the guys that I know heard this howl. And he was with his wife and his cousin, and his cousin's a hunter, and he said, well, that's not coyote. And he's very into Bigfoot, and he's like, I'm pretty sure that was a call. And his wife is very skeptic, and she's like, yeah, it could be, so that's what they got me out there to do all this research and checking. And we've heard things we just can't explain.
Wow, and that's the cool part of being an investigator and putting yourself out there a little bit.
Yeah.
people actually will know who they can come to
Mhm.
in the event they experience something, and that's the thing, because many people I've spoken with, they really had, first off, to get their mind wrapped around the fact that they saw something that their mind couldn't honestly explain or accept. But then secondly, the fear of ridicule keeps so many people from discussing this type of stuff or activity that, they may wait 20, 30, 40 years before even ever opening their mouth.
He waited 20 minutes and messaged me. I just heard you got to come
20
on."
minutes. Well, that blows that theory out of the water, but hey. I guess shows like Finding Bigfoot have made things more acceptable,
Yeah, but he knew I was into this and this is what I would do on the side. So right away, he's like, you got to come check this out.
Nice.
That's funny because I'm behind on our podcast platform, right, with episodes. So I've been trying to put one out a week at least, just keep things rolling. And yesterday's premiere on Friday night, I put out the podcast, was Tira, Nathan's daughter, Tira, talking about an encounter that we had, a year ago in the Poconos. And the same thing, the son admits to the mother what happened. And the mom looks at him and says, "Can I call Tira?"
Yeah.
Can I text Tira? So that's the good part about putting your name out there and letting people know.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm so looking forward to this expedition with Jacob going because I just really want to see another great reaction to that night that we had the first time I met you. That was the best.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I hope I get to see it.
Yes.
Pretty sweet. That'd be pretty sweet. That was unforgettable for sure.
Yeah.
I gave you both to Nathan that night when you guys had all the fun.
I know. Yeah. I tell you, Patty draws them in. I don't know. Something about it.
She's our good luck charm. We always say that.
Yeah. I don't care what I'm being with her every single night. Not
No
going
hogging, no hogging the Patty. No.
Oh, come on, man.
We'll just all go together one
I
night.
was going to sponsor you.
I'm only gonna be there Friday and Saturday night.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At least we'll get to see you, Heather.
Huh?
At least we'll get to see you.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you guys.
I told you, once the ring,
I have to work.
Yeah.
Nah, it's going to be fun. And the weather's going to be great. I'm glad we got some rain today, too, because with a little bit of rain in between now, there won't be any fire bans or anything. We'll be able to have a nice fire base camp, roast some marshmallows.
Totally.
I'm sorry Tony won't be able to make it.
I know. Yeah.
I'm not sure who's going to cook.
We'll figure it out. We'll I think between all of us, we'll get there.
Hey, I'm okay with a spatula sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, this is going to be great. And the location, wait till you see. I mean, this is a prime spot for activity. Again, surrounded by forest and marshes and just a lot of good.
Fun fact, that area, there was some graffiti written there a few years ago that said, "I saw Bigfoot here." It was like June 4th, like 2018 or something.
Wow.
There was like an old thing. I tried going back to the spot and finding where the graffiti was at, but someone took, whatever was written on. It's a pretty cool area though.
Nice.
It's definitely a great spot.
Well, it'll be fun, that's for sure. And hey, you know what I always say, a bad day squatching beats a good day working either way.
Totally.
Before the actual expedition, though, I've got a couple of events planned. In early June, we're going to go up and Heather and I are going to go see Eric Mintel from Eric Mintel Investigates. He's doing another investigation at a haunted place of, well, I guess it's a house that's attached to a business up in Boyertown. So we're going to be guests up there. And then the following day, we're going down, or up, I should say, from here to Kearney Cottage for the second annual Cryptid Festival.
I did take off work for that.
And Heather's going to be joining us. So
I surprised
cool.
him today to let him know.
She did. So that's awesome.
Cool.
And I'm going to have to get up there earlier after speaking with the organizer I was like, well, I'll be there at 2:30. And then he sent me the schedule. I'm set to speak at 2:00. So,
Yeah.
so I better
You wanna
make
be there
arrangements to leave sooner.
Yeah. Totally.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun because I'm gonna get to meet a couple of bigger names in the industry and hey, have some fun, and
Oh, yeah.
see some like-minded people. We last time when we were there, Nathan and I interviewed one of the guests, and we wound up having a really good episode as a result.
He was really cool. He
Joe?
was really cool.
The polar bear man, yeah.
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 So it's fun.
Cool.
This is the thing. Like, I always say this when we do these expeditions, the people we meet become like family.
Yeah, it's true.
We go on to form
Very true.
lifelong friendships and bonds, which my people would think, oh, you guys are weird. You're going out running around looking for Bigfoot, But okay,
Yeah.
I'm okay being called weird.
And we got friends that are weird.
Right.
That's
But at the same time, these are friends I can count on. If I'm out in the forest and something's on, they got my back,
It's true.
Totally.
So if you haven't done one of those types of events, you might want to check it out. You can go to bfro.net and click on the expeditions link, and that'll teach you or tell you how to go about maybe signing up for one of these. I'm about ready, I think, to close up the registration though for the spring. Of course, the spring one is done. I'm sorry. I actually had a email today from one of the attendees who I wasn't able to connect with, and I said to him, I'm sorry. Registration's closed at this point, and then Pennsylvania's in the fall, so we might have a couple of slots left. Depends on whether or not a couple of inquiries come through or not.
I
Otherwise,
think
that
Tony's
one's
going to September. I think he's gonna try to make September's trip.
Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, good, yeah. Oh, I hope so. And Nathan and Terry are planning on attending both of them as well.
Oh, good. I was gonna ask you if they were.
But Nathan won't be coming down until late Friday night at the earliest. Again, prior commitments.
Right.
Oh, hey, it's cool. We'll have a good time in the
We'll still
interim.
have a great time.
Oh,
And you guys
absolutely.
are going Thursday, right?
Totally.
Everyone's meeting up
daughters.
Thursday?
What, Patty?
Is everyone still meeting up Thursday?
Oh, for
for
sure.
expedition?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna be there. And everybody's set to, join us on Thursday. The itinerary, of course, is posted on our expedition group page. And I may have a couple of surprise guests also.
Cool.
Part of the fun.
Very cool.
Hey,
Gotta
it's just
keep
a matter of getting it all come together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like these kind of things where I'm trying to get the thing to go live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's sometimes a
Yeah.
little fine tuning or some
Mhm.
bugs to work out. But
Yep.
in this case, I think we're going to be okay because we've done a few of these things before. So, but yeah, I think that's all I had on the upcoming home front. Like I said, we're going to keep the show going, and we're going to hopefully continue to have interesting guests and also get out and do more active investigations. That's really my main objective, is to get out there and show people what it is we do out in the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Art has already agreed to help out. He's great at production and camera work. You know what I mean? So he's going to try to assist me whenever possible. And I have another film student who's agreed to help out with camera work. I need to find an audio person. So if anybody has audio equipment, I need an audio guy. Lavalier mics would be helpful. But no, there's some things in the works. Like I said, that's hopefully will be revealed soon. And who knows where this can take us. We're not looking for fame and fortune. We're just having fun, and hopefully
That's right.
sharing this information with more people will allow us to continue to grow the science, and the research will continue to grow, and maybe we'll learn something. Who knows in the process, Are you having fun, Heather?
Yeah, always.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy sitting in tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah?
of course.
She wasn't feeling good today. At first I was saying, oh, great. Now I got to deal with this. I don't feel good.
I told him I'm pushing myself. I love you. I wanted to be here tonight.
Well, and of course I want to thank
It's
Jacob. I talked again, Jacob. You're gonna have to say that again. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just saying in sickness and in health.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
That time I could hear you.
There you go. See.
So for anyone watching, we again want to thank you for clicking on the video if it's not live, and thank you again, Greg and Michael, and anybody else using. I wasn't even looking at the phone, so if you had any questions, I'm really sorry I didn't get to anything. I exited out because we were checking Heather's scream out on the phone, but I
Are
do
you
want.
sure I can't demonstrate that for the people?
Would you like to?
I don't know if they can hear it.
You can certainly attempt it. Heather's going to do one of her banshee calls. Okay, cover
Do
your ears. Don't
Can I
listen
do
to
it?
headphones.
Over away
Look.
from that.
Just do it that way.
I can't do it inside.
You can do it inside. No, just
No.
breathe, breathe.
That was too squeaky.
Okay, that's good. That was good. Could you hear that?
Not as loud as it probably was in next to you.
Yeah.
I can't
think
do
the
it
audio
today.
like muted a lot of it.
And her voice cracked like it did.
I'm
on
telling
Mike's-
you, I'm
on
not
Mike
feeling great.
Pamelon's expedition that I
No.
came with Heather to go visit him at the expedition. She did a call and her voice cracked like that.
Yeah, I get the post nasal drip and I can't do house, but
Oh, speaking of Hal's though, we were out what, Wednesday or Thursday, Jacob? Thursday, right?
Thursday night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you had to wind up leaving with Cassandra a little earlier.
Yeah.
I hung
One
out
step longer.
It's cool, man. You know, hey, sometimes we got to take care of ourselves. Same with own expeditions.
Yeah.
But Art and I hung out for a little longer, and at the very end, I did a couple of my calls, and we got the
Yeah.
coyotes riled up.
Very cool.
Big pack, and at first it
Very
sounded like
nice.
coming closer.
Yeah.
So
They have a tendency to do that. That's cool to know there's coyotes in the area, though. That general area, definitely. It's good that there's a nice, confluence of animals and stuff. That's what we want.
absolutely. I was doing my samurai chatter while you were talking.
Ah, Hey, look, it's gonna work one of these days. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
no,
It's
you're.
only a matter of time that one's gonna respond or try to respond.
And I'll tell you what, Jacob is the man when it comes to the samurai chatter. He has taken the title from Mike Young.
yeah,
Oh,
Oh yeah.
he's really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So we're gonna try that out because we've had some reports from friends like Andy. And the reason I said you can say Andy, he was the last guest we interviewed on season 3. Andy from Pinelands Adventures. So hey, it's been a fun ride so far. That's why I want to keep doing it. You know what I mean? And if Nathan and Brian decide to come back, that's cool. If not, we're gonna have guest hosts on and real stories and real encounters from real researchers.
real
Right?
research.
That's what it's about.
We are
I'll have to
fake.
demonstrate some of it on the expedition. Yeah.
And hopefully,
Yeah,
they get
yeah.
better internet connections.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully.
we've been on about an hour. I want to thank both of you for taking time out of your busy weekend to join us to
Anytime.
do this show and
Anytime.
to be our first co-host on season 4. God, who would have thought, right?
I
A year and a
know.
half into this, we're already on season 4.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And I want to thank you both for being, such great loyal listeners and sharing us with your friends and family and just being great people all around. So I'll stop,
Thank you.
I'll stop
You're
sucking up now.
Likewise.
We love you.
We
And
love you guys too.
I can't wait to get out in the woods with you in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a blast.
It'll be
So,
a good time.
all right, folks.
forward
Thanks
to
for
it.
watching. We're going to wish you a great rest of your weekend. Hopefully we'll get a couple of shorts up in the interim, and we're going to try to keep doing a weekly show. Remember to see our friends at the Yeti Lair, YetiBars.net, and click on STP10 at the checkout and take advantage of the sale they're having. And hopefully you'll get to come up and see us at Kearney Cottage with special guest Ken Gerhard and Esteban Sarmiento and myself and Eric Mintel and a few others. Mike Famelon's going to be there, a couple of authors. It's going to be fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully we'll see you there. So what do we say?
Thanks for squatching.
Thanks for squatching.
Thanks for watching.
Awesome. Let me click on this button here. I always forget that I gotta have this queued up to click on